guys, I was busy doing one of my fireside chats the other day. It was really wonderful. We sit around a bonfire and we talk about all the things that are worrying us, all the things that, we just have new learnings, new experiences, and it's really fabulous to have people around and join me in that and learn from me, and then also share their experiences so that we can all learn from each other. So you should come and join us for one of those. But that's by the way. We were having this fireside chat and we got to talking about the voices in our heads. And what really I mean by that is we were talking about how we can have this conversation with somebody who's not even there. So we're arguing with somebody, we're fighting with somebody, we're getting involved in something, and that person that we're busy arguing, fighting with and getting involved in is not even in the room. And it was really interesting because one of the women who was at the chat was having a fight with somebody in her family, and it had been going on for months and months. And it was really interesting to see the kind of pain that she'd gotten herself into around that experience, and how much of that pain and suffering was created from the actual experience of the initial fight with her family member, and how much of the pain was created by the experience of the chatter and the defense and the argument and the fight that was going on in her head every single day. And as we started to discuss it, and as we started to question what was actually going on here, it became pretty clear that most of the pain, most of the suffering of this experiment was actually happening every day in her own head. That she hadn't even spoken to this person that she's had this fight with for months and months on end, but every single day she was spending hours and hours and hours stuck in this conversation. And my husband came up with this thing, and it really tickled me because it was such a fabulous little Yoda-ism. He said to her, less thinky, more happy. He said, more happy, less think. And it sounds very blasé, it sounds very throwaway, but in fact it is like, it's this wonderful piece of great wisdom. Less think, more happy. And it sort of condenses down everything that he has learned about how thinking works to create your experience. And how when we allow ourselves to get caught up in thinking, that experience that we're having of something just continues on and on and on. And actually how that experience grows and becomes more and more solid and more real and more nasty for us. And part of what we were talking about was how when you put something into your mind the first time, you have an experience and that goes into your mind, into your memory the first time, it never even goes into our memory as it really happened. It goes into our memory through the interpretation of our own conditioning and our own fear and our own self-judgment and our own pain. And then we extract it each time from our memory as something completely new. Something much more elaborate, something much more dramatic. And this is how we're creating suffering in our lives. We have an experience that is painful, and we take that experience, and instead of having this experience arise in our life and pass through us and move out the other side, we have this experience arise in our life, we close all the doors front and back, and we just churn it around and around and around inside of ourselves. And the more we do that, the harder it is to open the back door and let it go out again. So it was really interesting to watch this happen and to see how the art of learning about where your suffering actually comes from the creation of your own mind, from all of this chatter in your own mind, is so tough to let go of when it's something personal, and so hard to just be able to shut up when it hurts. So my advice, shut up. Less talky, more happy. Less thinky, more happy. Or as Brett very succinctly put it, more happy, less think.